Welcome to Nina's Knots Crochet. I'm Lynanne. Today is Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. If you're new here, hi, welcome, come on in. Give my channel a chance. I really appreciate it. Returning subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and spending part of your Wednesday with me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you like what you see here, maybe hit the like button, subscribe, hit that little notification bell to see when I put out new videos every Wednesday, every Sunday, and comment. I love to talk with my subscribers from everywhere, and I appreciate you all. Coming to you today from my living room. It's not usual. I'm normally in my yarn room, but I do have people working outside today. You might be able to hear the generator running. I'm getting our motorhome detailed, getting ready to go on our trip. So they're out there making a racket, and it was just too noisy in my yarn room. Today is Wip Wednesday. I do have some whips on my hook. I am still working on the Ninas.knots.crochetcreations Luck of the Draw 6. Well, I'm not going to show it to you this week. It's pretty much repetitive, so I'll show it to you once a month and show you where my progress is at. It is not too late to join this fun crochet along. We're only, I think, on week 6. Might be 7. But yeah, pick out 8 colors of yarn and a base color to go with it, and pick out a project, and every week find out what new color you get to work with. It's a fun project. There is a Facebook page that goes along with it, and they are doing some amazing things. There are wraps, shawls. There is a woman who is making a join as you go granny square blanket that is stunning. Everybody's creativity is just on display with this project. But if you don't want to come up with your own, they have a suggestion for a blanket that they do. Trish with Mama Swift, she's doing the same blanket. She's making 2 of them. Pretty much the same 8 colors, but she's using 2 different base colors, and it's gorgeous. So there are so many options you can do with this fun sort of mystery, sort of scramble crochet along. It's a lot of fun. So it's not too late to join. Go check out Trish at Mama Swift and Ninas.knots.crochetcreations. They're both really, they've got a lot of information on this project, and you won't be sad. It's not a hard project. You can do it in a day if you're only doing 3 or 4 rows. It's fun. So if you want to check it out, it's fun. So my other, I do have 2 whips that I'm working on. I do have some things that are in timeout, but I have 2 main whips that I'm working on right now. The first one is, do you remember the blanket I showed you on Sunday that I finished with the Karen anniversary cake in chocolate fountain? Well, I had another whole cake left over, and I loved working with this yarn so much that I decided I was going to make a dear friend of ours a birthday present. When we go in August or October up to Indiana, I'm going to take this to her, and this is just going to be a nice big wrap. Yes, I know I'm doing a lot of wraps, but oh, this yarn is just so beautiful. And it just so happens this girl graduated with my husband from the same high school, and in here are the colors of our school. This maroon and this goldish color are the colors of our high school alma mater. But the rest of it is just so beautifully fall, with the grays and the maroon and the brick red and the burnt orange and this gold. It's just such a pretty fall color. So what I decided to do is I did 4 rows of the herringbone half double crochet. And if you did the Study of Ombre by the Crochet Crowd, there was a section called the suspension stitch, and I think he's come out with a tutorial to make a cowl using that suspension stitch. Well, I took that idea and I ran with it, and I'm going to do 8 rows of the suspension stitch. I'm working on my 4th row now. But this suspension stitch in this chunky yarn, just because this is a number 6, it just gives so much texture and dimension to this wrap. And it's an easy, stitch to do. And it works up so fast in this wrap. I should have this done by the weekend because it works up fast. And this yarn is so scrumptiously squishy and warm, and it's going to be the perfect, I don't want a whole blanket on me, maybe just something for my shoulders wrap, something to sit outside by their fire pit with on a chilly evening, snuggle on the couch with their grandson. But I love this yarn. I love this yarn. There's over 1,000 yards on this. I might be able to get 2 out of this and maybe make one for myself. We'll see. It is a bulky number 6 of 100% acrylic, and I'm using a number 10 hook. This is one of the ones I got off of Amazon in a giant kit when I first started. But I love this big heavy handle, not necessarily heavy, but this bigger handle with the flat area for my thumb and my finger. I think it gives me a little more control. So I do love these big hooks that you can get on Amazon, and I'm really liking how this wrap is turning out. So whip number 1. Whip number 2. I have thread all over me and I don't know why. Okay. Whip number 2 is going to be a cardigan. I am making a cardigan for my granddaughter who lives in Michigan. And this is just because I love you, Nina made you a sweater. I'm calling it the Carson. That's my granddaughter's name. I'm not following a pattern. I did find a stitch that I'm using. And I found the stitch in one of the Stitch of the Weeks from Glenda at Creative Grandma. And it's called the Tunisian 2-stitch. And you do, well, what I'm doing, and you can, I believe it or not, I've already started this and frogged it and I'm starting it again. But I'm doing probably 6, maybe 8 rows of 2x2 ribbing. And then the stitch that I'm going to use is, you do 2 rows of the knit stitch, and then the 3rd row is a cross stitch, an X. And then you do 2 rows of the knit stitch and then a row of the X. I started this last night and I made some really good progress on it, but I started it in because this is a number 3 and they suggest a 4mm hook. Well, I started it with a 4mm hook and I realized it is just, it's too small. Not for Tunisian. And there was, you couldn't, the stitches were so tiny. You could see the knit stitch, but you couldn't see the X. You could see like the difference, but you couldn't see a defined X. So I frogged it all back this morning, and I didn't tell you, I'm using the Mary Maxim Ultra Mellow Spun DK. And I'm using the color Pale Green. These are 50-gram balls, 70 acrylic, 30 nylon, 174 yards, 160 meters, made in Turkey. And like I said, it's a number 3 light. When I started this, I was using my Tunisian Knitter's Pride, and the hooks are bamboo. And it was mainly, one, the stitches were so small, and 2, the nylon, I think the nylon in this yarn was catching on the bamboo so bad and sticking to the bamboo that I had to go to my metal hooks. Now I could have gone back to a 4 in the metal hooks, but my stitch definition, there was just none. So I got out my metal ones. And I have scoured the internet for metal hooks with the cords so that I don't get all this bunching and turning. I can't find, I have been on Hobby, Hobie, Knit Picks, Amazon. I can't find a metal hook or an aluminum hook with the cord. So if you know anybody who has metal hooks with the cord, leave a comment below because I'm desperate. I love doing Tunisian, not a fan of the bamboo hooks. And I'm not really a fan of plastic hooks. I did find some plastic ones with the hook, with the cords, but I'm not a big fan of plastic hooks either. I'm a metal girl. I like the feel of the metal, how it slides the yarn really easily. So yeah, the bamboo ones they seem as pretty as they are, and some of them do okay with some, like cotton yarn does really well on the bamboo hooks for me. But anything else seems to just drag and snag, and and it's frustrating. So yeah, I restarted this one, but once I get going, it will go fast. And I am going to, and like I said, I'm not following any particular pattern. I'm following a concept. If you remember when I did this Forget-Me-Not sweater, which is my favorite sweater, how you came up from the body and then you added the sleeves. When you got to here, you did the sleeves and then you built it the rest of the way up. Well, I'm going to do the same concept with this cardigan. So the back panel will be, come up to here, and then the sleeves will come out. And then I'm going to do 2 panels up the front with the sleeves. So they're not going to be attached. So it's going to be a 3-paneled cardigan. I am going to try, and I think I can do it because of the way that the stitch is designed, where I'm going to decrease a little bit so that it's not so boxy. So I'm going to decrease up to the seam that you would seam the shoulders with, and so that it has a little bit of a shape here. And I'm also going to see if I can't decrease once you get past your elbow just a little to bring the sleeve in, because those sleeves are pretty much wide sleeves. Not that I don't think she wouldn't mind the wide sleeves. I think those are kind of like an in thing right now. The bell sleeves seem to be a really big thing, I've noticed. So if that part doesn't work out, if I can't figure that part out, I'll leave that and have them be the big sleeves, big kind of. But I am doing a crop style. She doesn't want a long one. I just bought her some clothes for school, and she's all about the crop things, teenagers. So I'm going to make it cropped. So it's not going to be a long cardigan. So it'll be a, just to the top of her waistband cardigan. And we'll see how it turns out. I will keep you updated on my progress, but I'm really liking the concept of this, and we'll see how this turns out, and I'm excited about it. The other thing that I've got going on is that in October, my daughter is doing 2 more craft fairs, and I'm going to try something other than market bags and dream catchers, because I didn't do so well at that first festival, that summer festival. I did sell a couple of purses and 1 dream catcher, but she's going to hang on to those and try them again in the August or in the October festivals. Like I said, I had no expectations, but I was watching Rose Likes Crochet this morning, and she does really well at her craft fairs, and she showed Swiffer pads. I was like, holy cow, out of cotton. And they go on they measure out to, and she talked about the 2 different patterns that she used. But I thought, genius. I'm going to try to make a bunch. I have a ton of cotton. I'm going to make some Swiffer pads and see if those don't sell. And then again, I was watching last night Dina at Dina's Homespun Fun, and she did a bag o' day pattern where she made like a little rectangular basket out of jute, and she made little like face cloths to go in them. They're not a big washcloth, but like a little face pad, like makeup remover size. And I thought, that's a cute idea. I've got a bunch of different colors of the soft cotton that I can use for like a face scrubby. And I've got some really cute tape yarn. I've got some of that polyester home decor yarn that's not really, it's more pursey, more basket type yarn. I've got some of that in a bunch of different colors. And then she got jute from the Dollar Tree, and I have a Dollar Tree down the store. So I might pick up some of the jute and make some out of jute. And I thought, what a cute little, the one of them is their Christmas fair that is the school has, like the PTO has a holiday fair, and she's doing that one. And I thought, well, those make great gifts for teenagers, face pads that you can throw in the wash and, have them all the time with the little basket to set on their vanity or whatever. So I'm going to try my hand at that and see if I can't get a couple of those ready for October. I want to get them done before the 1st of October when we head up to Michigan and Indiana, because I don't want to have to mail them. Holy Moses, when I mailed those purses to Indiana, it was $60 for the 2 boxes. And I'm like, I ain't paying that again. So I want to get some of this done so that I can send the majority up to her when we go, so that maybe if I have a few more things I can add. I might throw some hats and glove sets in and some scooties. I love making those scooties. Those scooties are fun to make. I do have one more to make that I need to make for my daughter-in-law before we head up to Michigan in October, but I have a little bit of time before I get on that. So those are kind of where I'm heading with my whips. I do have to say, Lisa, thank you so much for thinking of me with that knitting machine. I did get it out the other day, and I just don't have the brain power for that right now, with all the things going on in my head with getting ready for our trips and craft fairs and birthday presents, and I had to put it back in the box. I just, it's beyond my brain power at the moment. My neck is still real sore from the procedure yesterday, and I'm still dealing with the severe headache. So I think that's going to have to get put away for a while. But whenever I do pick this back up, I'll let you know what's happening with it. It looks like a fun idea. It just seems really cumbersome. And I tried to find some videos on YouTube. There aren't anything really current. I think the newest video I think was almost 3 years ago. So I think this machine is pretty much obsolete and nobody uses it anymore. I think everybody's gone to the Addy machines or the Centro. But I like the idea of this one better because you can do panels. You don't have to do circles or tubes. So yeah, I have it. I'm excited to try it, but right now I just don't have the brain power for it. So I will give it a shot soon. So that's what I've got for you today. I do appreciate you all coming and spending a few minutes with me. Come back on Wednesday. I'll see you, or no, Sunday. Today is Wednesday. Come back Sunday and I'll let you know if I've got anything done. And until I see you again, be kind to everyone.